So we are back at it. As you saw my video last week, I was talking about a brand new fragrance that is actually not even brand new to you guys yet. I don't think anybody on YouTube or any social platform has even talked about this fragrance yet, outside of the fact that there was a rumor it was going to be released. I did a video of my first impressions of it last week. We're going to be doing a full review of Tom Ford's Electric Cherry. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, my great smelling dudes and ladies, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back with another fragrance video and a full review of an unreleased, or should I say pre-released fragrance by Tom Ford. It is Tom Ford's Electric Cherry. So if you guys saw my video last week, again, I was talking about it. I'll give you a little bit of a comparison to the other one released, which is Cherry Smoke. Before I do, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, as well as if you want my videos sooner, hit the bell. And if you like my content, consider following me on Instagram and TikTok. But now that we got that shit aside, let's just talk about the fragrances. So again, this is Tom Ford's Electric Cherry. I will do a little bit of a presentation, even though I did it last time. Same Tom Ford box. This is a 50 ml. It comes out at $397, I believe, is the retail price it's going to be released at. It looks like a red nail polish or some kind of red lipstick. Other than that, it is the really nice Tom Ford bottles that you guys have all known and loved. I know Tom Ford, for me at least, usually like 9 out of every 10 fragrances isn't very good. But they release so many fragrances every year that they're bound to have one or two killers in there, which ones I own. I own the Tobacco Venise and the Effin' Fabulouses and the Ebony Fumes and all the good ones in there. I'm probably missing a few, but then we also have probably my favorite fragrance from Tom Ford, which is Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. So before we actually talk more about the Electric Cherry, I want to compare these two. So Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke and Tom Ford's Electric Cherry. So Tom Ford, when they released the Cherry Smoke, what they were trying to do is get a more masculine take on the unisex version of Lost Cherry. What they did was take that almond and pretty much dial it out, put in a much more realistic cherry than that synthetic cherry you guys all know from the Lost Cherry, which again isn't that bad because it's still a Tom Ford synthetic Lost Cherry, which is good. But overall, in this one, the realistic cherry to me is much better. Again, they made it more masculine by making it darker, warmer, and then adding in that oud wood, which comes in almost just like a dark, deeper woods that has a little bit of this muskiness to it. But overall, really nice. That smokiness in there, mixing with the woods, it can still be ran as unisex where women can wear it, but I consider this one more for men. They made this one more as a fall and winter, more male fragrance that if females want to wear it, they can. And so that's the way I look at it. Kind of like SOLEIL NEIGE, where it's more of a female fragrance or feminine fragrance, but men can still wear it. That's kind of what you get with this, just the other way around. It's beautiful, and then when you get to the dry down, that woods and the smoke kind of dissipate to more into the background as you get that sweet cherry kind of moving in with a little bit of that muskiness, a darker background. Really nice for the fall and winter, all year round, all fall and winter, all day round. It's really, really, really good fragrance. Probably one of my favorite. If you have tried Plum Japonais by Tom Ford, that is very similar. It's kind of like their cherry take on Plum Japonais. That is my opinion on it. So if I love Plum Japonais, which is why I like this. Plum Japonais was probably my favorite fragrance from Tom Ford prior to that one. So now moving into Electric Cherry. So we have your unisex leaning masculine take on Lost Cherry, which Lost Cherry was right in the middle of feminine and masculine. It was right directly in the middle. So now we have one on the masculine side that's more for the fall and winter. So then when I heard Electric Cherry was coming out, I figured it was going to be a more spring and summer on the other side of Lost Cherry with unisex leaning feminine. And that is exactly what you're getting here. So when you first spray it on, you get a kind of like a tropical punch. You get a grapefruit orange with a little bit of an undertone of florals and musk mixed with that cherry. The cherry, surprisingly, is never heavy in this fragrance. It's not like Lost Cherry. You don't get that almond It's not super synthetic and it's not super realistic. It's kind of right in the middle. It's definitely the more closer to the cherry that you get from cherry smoke, but it's a lot brighter, it's a lot more effervescent, and again, it has that feminine feel to it. It's definitely for the spring and summer. That's what they were going for. So overall, it was really nice. I thought it was going to be one of my favorite fragrances to wear from Tom Ford for the spring and summer. I really thought that until you get about 20 minutes into the fragrance. This never turns into a bad fragrance. It just turns into a fragrance that is not for me, which for women, this is going to be great. Or for men who like something like Tom Ford's Soleil NEIGE, if you haven't tried Soleil NEIGE, any of the Soleil Blancs, or Soleil, pretty much anything with that white floral. So the jasmine, the orange blossom, the labdanum. If you've tried the white florally fragrances from Tom Ford, the dry down of this, it's pretty much that undertone in the opening that you get, which is that white floral. All of the citruses dissipate as that white floral comes to be the forefront of the fragrance. It's like that Soleil NEIGE or that Soleil white florals mixed with just some of that cherry and some musk. That is pretty much what the fragrance is after you get 20 minutes into the fragrance. So I decided to myself, I was going to either give it to my wife or daughter, which they said they just couldn't see themselves wearing. And so we decided that I'm not going to hold on to it. I'm going to end up selling it to somebody because to me, I'd rather somebody else enjoy this because it's just going to sit on my shelf. I'm not going to wear it. It's just not going to be one that I really care to own because I just don't have that unisex leaning feminine take. I would rather wear Lost Cherry or Cherry Smoke. If the opening for this stayed, if the opening for Electric Cherry stayed for the whole fragrance, I would keep it. I would wear it all spring and summer. It would be fantastic. It's that white florally dry down that just is not something, again, my wife said it perfectly. She said, it smells absolutely nice. It's just, it doesn't smell like something that you would wear. It's just not something that I would like to smell on you. And I totally agree. It's kind of like the Soleil NEIGE. She first originally liked that smell, but now that she smells it all the time, it's just she doesn't really care to smell it anymore, especially on me, because it has that feminine feel to it. And so while that's not bad, and I still have fragrances that are unisex feminine, this one is kind of like the Atelier Orange Sanguine and Pomelo Paradis. It's like a cherry tropical punch in the opening with musk and an undertone of floral, then a super florally white floral fragrance with that musk and cherry on the undertone. It's nice. It's actually really good in the opening. It's just too feminine for me. But overall, as far as the performance is concerned, because that's what we get from the full review, I can tell you that Cherry Smoke is much better in the performance aspect. The projection is probably about 4 hours, 3 hours. At moderate, it's never like above average, but it's still moderate for about 4 hours, while the longevity is about 8 or 9 hours with this, which is much better than Lost Cherry, which you can't really smell after about 3 to 4 hours. So Cherry Smoke's really good. This, on the other hand, really goes down the route of Lost Cherry. It's about 4 hours. So you get moderate projection for the first hour, hour and a half, and then it starts to tone down to that white florals, and it really is just a moderate projector for the next 3 to 4 hours, then it's gone. So I would say an average about 4 to 5 hours on this at max, nothing more than that. It's more of a spring and summer fragrance, which again, in the heat, it's probably going to even fall off your skin further and easier and quicker. So yeah, that's one big bummer for me. But overall, Electric Cherry is nice for spring and summer. If I had liquid income that I was just cool with leaving out there, I would totally keep it. But to me, I would rather, because it's not released yet, I would rather somebody else try it than myself. So I'm going to sell that. And then Cherry Smoke, I'm going to go through this so quick that I'll probably end up buying another bottle in the next couple months. Seriously, that good. You guys need to try it. Definitely wait till this one comes out in the store to try it, though. So anyway, that is my take. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested to try either of these. If you've tried Soleil NEIGE and you know what I'm talking about, those white florals, the jasmine orange blossom, and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any other questions about Electric Cherry, let me know. And if not, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.